Open for the Tobago Day Awards 2023. Do you know an individual or organization deserving of Tobago's highest honor in any field or sphere? Then nominate them today. Awards will be bestowed in the following categories: the Tobago Medal of Honor Gold for distinguished and outstanding service to Tobago, the Tobago Medal of Honor Silver for long and meritorious service to Tobago, the Tobago Medal of Honor Bronze for loyal and devoted service beneficial to Tobago in any field of human endeavor, gallantry, or humane action, and the Chief Secretary's Award for outstanding contributions and significant achievements to the development of Tobago. Nomination forms can be collected from and delivered to the Chief Administrator at Smithfield Plaza, Smithfield, Scarborough. You can also visit our website at www.tha.gov.tt to download the nomination forms. Once filled, you can email it to oca.secretary@tha.gov.tt. Nominations close on Friday, October 6, 2023. The Tobago Day Awards, celebrating our people.
And Tobago is gearing up for two major events, the Tobago Day Awards, as we just saw, and also the Chief Secretary Art Competition. And this year actually marks the 10th edition of the Chief Secretary's Tobago Secondary Schools Art Competition, hosted by the Department of Information. And so joining us this morning to talk more about it is the Communications Director at the Office of the Chief Secretary at the Tobago House of Assembly, Ms. Avian Parks. Avian, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning, Kimberly, and good morning to all your viewers and listeners.
Yeah, that promo that we just...
Thank you.
Of course, that promo that we just saw, I mean, it made me very, very excited because Tobago Day Awards is coming up. So tell us about it.
Great. So Tobago Day Awards, and let me just say congratulations to all those who received national awards, especially the three Tobagonians, George Lika, Caroline Birchwood James, and Enid Zephyrin.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
So Tobago Day Awards is nothing new to the Tobago space. The Tobago Day Awards really happens around Tobago Day, and Tobago Day is held on December 4th every year. December 4th marks the anniversary of the new incarnation of the Tobago House of Assembly from 1980. And so therefore, since 2003, there have been awards. So it was formerly Assembly Day Awards because we would normally have Assembly Day, which is basically a day where the divisions of the Tobago House of Assembly will be on display. So each division will come out or used to come out and to basically show the public what they do, what they're about, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
However, over the years, it has really and truly evolved. So by the time you reached 2006, the name changed from Assembly Day Awards to Chief Secretary Awards. And then in 2011, we had the Tobago Medal of Honor, where we honored some stalwarts posthumously, like James Bigard and APT James and the then A&R Robinson. However, by 2016, everything changed and we now had Tobago Day. So it has really been a progression and we have really evolved in terms of the name and how we celebrate. So we went from just celebrating the Assembly as Assembly Day to celebrating all of Tobago and what Tobago has to offer and what Tobago has been doing in the various spheres.
Yeah.
So you now have Tobago Day, which replaced Assembly Day, just in name, but not in date. And then you have the Tobago Day Awards. So the Tobago Day Awards became wider. So as you saw on the ad, we have 4 categories of awards. However, I must differentiate. Persons, when nominating, don't nominate for a category of award. So you nominate for a sphere of excellence, i.e. culture, sports, political science, public service, very similar to the national awards.
Right.
And then we have a committee that sits and deliberates what each person or awardee, what award they are deserving of.
Yeah.
I hope that's clear. Clears it up.
Yes, exactly. Because I know normally you would nominate somebody in a particular category, but as opposed to that, you're doing the spheres, and then that board will put them in the different categories. So it's a different way, but I can see the merit behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
Now, tell us about registration. I understand registration is currently open. For those who would want
Yes.
to nominate someone, tell us where we can go and when that deadline is for nomination.
Great. So the deadline is Friday, 6th October, and that is coming up very soon. So I am encouraging persons to send in those nominations. Please don't wait until the last minute because we won't want to extend the deadline, particularly because we now have a procurement process in place and we really have to be a lot more efficient in terms of how we plan for events.
Yeah,
So Friday, October 6th is the deadline, 4 p.m. You can obtain nomination forms and submit them two different ways. So you have, for those who are tech savvy, you can go to the THA website, which is www.tha.gov.tt. You can download the form, you can fill it out there, and you can email it to oca.secretary@tha.gov.tt.
yeah.
For those who are more traditional or old school, you can come into our office at the Chief Administrator, which is located at Smithfield Plaza, and I'll give some landmarks. So most persons know where TRHA was located. We're right next to that building, or we are immediately opposite the People's Pentecostal Church, or diagonally opposite where Rapid Response was.
Yeah.
So you can go to the third floor, the Chief Administrator's office. You can collect a physical form there, fill it out, and return it to that same office
Of course.
before the deadline of Friday, 6th October, 4 p.m.
Yeah. And Avian, before we jump to the other topic, because I do want us to get into the Chief Secretary's art competition, just tell us about those categories that are available.
So that's for the Tobago Day Awards, yeah? So
For the
the
Tobago Day
categories,
Awards,
we
yeah?
have Tobago Medal of Honor Gold, Tobago Medal of Honor Silver, Bronze, and the Chief Secretary's Award.
Yeah.
And the Tobago Medal of Honor Gold, that's for distinguished and outstanding service to Tobago. Tobago Medal of Honor Silver for long and meritorious service to Tobago. Then you have Tobago Medal of Honor Bronze for loyal, devoted service beneficial to Tobago in any field of human endeavor, gallantry, or humane action. And so, therefore, it's not necessarily just persons who have been doing things in sports or academics. It could have been someone who did a heroic act. So, we have
Right.
had awards of gallantry for those specific circumstances or situations.
Yeah.
And then you have the Chief Secretary's Award for outstanding contributions and significant achievements towards the development of Tobago. The eligibility period for this, though, is November 2022 to October 2023. So that's the only one that really has a time frame, the Chief Secretary's Award. So it's really within the last year. But the
Of
others,
course.
of course, over a period of time. And I must highlight or emphasize that it can be an individual or group. So you have the police youth groups, the different youth groups, the NGOs, the CBOs, the faith-based organizations. Those can also be nominated for awards.
Yeah.
So it's not
And
just individuals, it's both individuals and groups.
And quickly, Avian, because I do want us to get onto this major project that's also taking place, the Chief Secretary Art Competition. Tell us about it. I understand it's in its 10th year.
Yes, we are in our 10th year and we're super excited about it this year. The Chief Secretary's Tobago Secondary Schools Art Competition. And again, it is open. We close on Wednesday, 11th of October. So I trust that the schools are preparing their students to submit. We don't only accept submissions from art students in the schools. And when I say art students, those who are doing the art program in the schools. So you may be a student in a secondary school in Tobago because that's the primary criteria. You have to be a Tobago secondary school student. But even if you are in a school, you're not doing art, but you love art, you are into art, you do art as a hobby, you can enter the competition and have your principal sign off. So we've actually had someone like that who actually won the competition. They were not in the art program, but they were into art and they submitted an entry and actually won. So we choose 12 finalists their art pieces will comprise the Chief Secretary's calendar for the following year. So that will be 2024. We have the winner. I'm really excited about this year because we got the corporate community on board. And I really want to thank our corporate sponsors like FCB, Republic Bank, Unit Trust, B-Mobile, Penny Savers. And we had some of the other divisions come on board to help us extend the prizes. So we have some consolation prizes that we'll be able to give this year worth $1,000 each. And everyone who enters the competition, even if you did not make it in the first 12, or even if you did not achieve or obtain a consolation prize, you will be awarded with a $200 voucher for art supplies. So we really tried to make things different this time, and we really want to encourage our art students. I tend to say we are a community or a society that, still very much push or promote the traditional academic areas.
Yeah.
You want the children to be the doctor, the lawyer, the accountant. But there are other students who have other interests, and art is really also a viable career path. And we want to encourage those who are that way inclined to understand that it is a viable career path. For their parents to
Avian,
understand
before we...
this is a viable career path.
Yes, we're almost out of time, and I'm just trying to get so much in. So quickly, tell us about the theme of the competition and what the students can look forward to.
So the theme of the competition is greatest little island on the planet, which is basically the Tobago mantra with this new administration, right? And so we are looking forward to those submissions. Our judging is done by members of the Art Society. So we try to avoid allegations of bias and that kind of thing. So we go to the Art Society and ask them to provide some judges. We bring them up and we try to really ensure a very fair and transparent process. And then we have the prize giving ceremony on the 24th of November, and that should be held at the Pigeon Point Heritage Park Pavilion. So we're looking forward to that as well, to see all the students who entered and a parent or guardian.
Yeah. And Avian, before you go, just remind us again, if we need to get any more information about the Tobago Day Awards or the Chief Sex Art Competition, where can we go to, numbers or websites?
You can visit our website, www.tha.gov.tt. You can also visit our social media pages like Facebook, Instagram, and you can call 639-3720, and we'll be happy to assist. I'll call the number again, 639-3720, and that's a direct line to the Department of Information, so it's not a PBX.
Good to know. Well, Avian, let me thank you so much for joining us this morning. All the best with the competition, and we look forward to seeing those winners when the competition ends. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you to all your listeners and viewers as well. We look forward to the submission and nominations. Have a great day.
You too. And that, of course, was Ms. Avian Parks, the Communications Director at the Chief Secretary Office, just talking about two important events, Tobago Day Awards and the Chief Secretary's Art Competition. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.